St. Louis is a small town. Everybody seems to know everybody. Adam, how long have you and I been acquaintances, buddies, friends, casual, hanging out?
At least 10 years, I guess.
Has it been 10 years? Back when you were 17, I guess.
Yeah,
You're in your
exactly.
late 20s now, right?
Right.
I'm getting close to my late 20s too, right? Nobody laugh at that joke. That was not. People think I am older sometimes than I am, and sometimes younger. But hey, we're experts by the time we've done this for this long.
That's right.
Warm welcome everyone here to Adam Kruse, Herman London Realty.
Yes.
You've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about why you love doing this stuff.
Well, I went to school for accounting, so I was an auditor in my previous career, and I was kind of an auditor by day and a realtor by night. And you can just guess which one of those I found to be more enjoyable and rewarding and kind of fit my personality.
Well, that's key to if you're going to enjoy life. Personality fit towards what you're doing is going to make for a better. That's why people see me out in the public and they're like, "Oh, he's a fun guy." Anyway, imagine if they.
Imagine working together.
Yeah, so more we would have. That would be. Well, as a realtor in the St. Louis area, expertise, you have to be familiar with or have some knowledge of one of our big sponsors. Look, give me a wide shot, if you would, there on camera 3. There's our sponsors, one of our sponsors, Carroll House Furniture. Carroll House, Brooke Dubman, awesome guy. Do you know Brooke at all? I'm sure you've met him.
I don't know Brooke, but we did buy a sofa there recently.
Okay, so you can't. Okay, so you know Brooke.
So I know Brooke, yeah. I sat on his sofa.
Sat on his sofa. This table and these chairs are all from Carroll House Furniture. So we love Carroll House. Amy is his sister there. Awesome to have them as sponsors on the show. And then this all really would not happen the way we love it, except that we have another great sponsor, USA Mortgage, the Flowers team. I've specifically set that up so I can lean back and say, you see that, everybody? The Flowers team. They are incredible to work with. And I've had the good fortune to be able to work with a few people in my life. And when I started digging around, I'm like, I'm going to reach out to Steve and say, hey man, what if we work together? And him and his wife Emily, they're awesome, and it's real excited about this. So let's jump into it. I'm going to put up on the wall now. This is where we show something. Did you do this website, Adam? Holy cow!
Yeah, we had a company do the website.
Looks dynamite. Yeah, I've seen a lot of websites, and you don't get me to say wow unless there's wow, and because I do that for a living. I help people with that. Not my favorite thing to do because they're tedious and time consuming, but man, looking good. I'm gonna let everybody take a look at that for just a second here. If you see this little side, I'm gonna scroll down for everybody so they can see this. But on the TV wall behind us, there it is, and I'm gonna hit.
It's a complicated process for us to make our website because not only do we do a lot of different types of things, but we had thousands of pages of content and stuff like that. So plus you had to integrate the property search. There was a lot of attention to detail that had to go into it.
Well done. Good work. Tell me, what spurred you? You told me a little bit about it, so I think I got the personality more for this. I mean, now you're in here doing it. Why do you keep doing it for so long?
Keep doing real estate?
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough industry, right?
Yeah. I think we've been working on like kind of identifying all that kind of stuff because it has just been something I've just been doing and love doing. And I think what I'm finding is I love kind of the art of the deal and finding solutions. So the challenge of whether it's helping someone find a home to buy or someone with a home to sell, all that kind of stuff. We do property management too. Any of that, the challenge is what keeps it exciting, And so, for example, we had those floods recently, and just not that we're happy about the floods. I'm not saying that by any means, but it was a whole new world of challenges. And oh my gosh, what happens with houses that floods that don't have flood insurance, and how do we handle that? And every day is new and exciting.
When you talk about the purchase you have for a house, big financial investment, a lot of money to be made there. A lot of people have the appreciation of their houses going up in dramatic fashion. That could be an incredible asset for a lot of people. More reason why you need to find an expert like yourself.
Yeah, it's nice to have experts kind of all around, and we actually do a lot of work with USA Mortgage. And so I know how good it can be to work with a company like you guys, and how, sometimes when you're a listing agent, for example, and you get that pre-approval letter from one of these internet brokerages or somebody, even some of the major players, and we're like, oh, we don't want to have to, we know there's going to be problems. But it's nice working with companies where we have good experiences.
Well, that's key. I mean, to the success of any business, you want to make sure that you're working with the right people. Nobody wants amateurs when you're trying to get a $300,000, $400,000 asset
Yeah.
properly financed and put in position so that they can take ownership and put their family there. What is it about that you do that really fuels your passion? When it comes down to it, obviously this is something you've got to have a passion for. It's a tough business. Where do you think you get that from?
I think that like I'm kind of naturally an entrepreneur. Back in middle school or whatever, I was buying boxes of blow pops from Sam's and selling them on the bus. I've just kind of naturally been an entrepreneur. So the challenges that come with trying to grow a business every day and please customers and all that kind of stuff every day, I think is what excites me. And there's been points in our business where things are kind of running smoothly, and maybe that's where I'm sort of getting the least reward out of it. I just feel like a manager. I love being the entrepreneur and constantly wanting to grow.
Well, and for a business that's been around for as long as you guys have been around, since 2005, the Herman London Realtors, they're just industry experts since 2005.
Yeah.
Herman with double in there, that's for Herman, Missouri, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I had to come up with a company name back when I was trying to start the business, and I wanted something that seemed professional and established. I was an auditor before, and but not like Adam Kruse and Associates. It just wasn't my thing. And so yeah, my father's from Herman, Missouri, and my mom's from New London, Missouri. So put them together, and then people said, even when we were very beginning, they would say like, I've never heard of you guys. I must have been under a rock, and I'm like, that's exactly the impression I wanted you to have. Actually we're brand new, but so yeah, it's been good.
Well, and I would assume that you might have had some dispute with Tom
Cruise.
Tom Cruise, if you said he called it Cruise.
It's occasionally I get the Tom Cruise jokes, Carter. I'm not surprised you'd be the one who comes up with that.
Well, I could see the look there. You probably could have flown jets for a living,
right?
But instead, hey, a little more excitement here.
Hey, sometimes putting a deal together is mission impossible.
That is true. Well said, well played. All right, well, with regard to doing this, how often do you get that feeling of the satisfaction you have when you're working with a family, you're going through a tough situation, you're pulling out crazy feats of valor to get them into this house? Is that the most exciting part, or is that the most frustrating part at times? Combination of the two. I was watching another video earlier, and they talked about you need to have a little bit of both to spice up life. So you get a lot of that, I guess. Yeah,
it's every day is a little bit exciting, and what I found, at Herman London, amongst the agents, we have something we call the Herman London Finer Details Society. And it's just like where we kind of nerd out over like the super intricate details of a deal. And over the past few years, with all the crazy multiple offers and all that stuff, we were really able to figure out exactly little tweaks we can make that can make a huge impact for our sellers, or when we're representing buyers, like what can we do to get our offers accepted? There's 30 offers on this house, and how can we win versus being one of the 29 who doesn't get it?
For sure. And that's something that I know you're going to have. There's a lot of competition, but you've been able to. How long have you had your own? Were you running this? Is this since 2005?
I started in 2008.
2008.
So this year will be this year or next year. Don't do the math on me here, people. But we'll have our 15-year anniversary coming up, and our 10-year anniversary party was a really big party. So I feel like I've got to put something together.
Okay. If there was one thing you say that Herman London does better, or even if it's Adam Kruse does better than any of the rest, what would be that one thing that really sets you apart? Well,
what we have is we have this, I don't know if I want to call it here publicly, but I'll say it. It's kind of like a smorgasbord of different agents at our company. And so, a lot of companies, I think, focus on one sort of type of deal. Like our office is in Maplewood. And so people always expect us to be, oh, you guys do Maplewood real estate, and that's really not what our focus is. Our focus is on helping our realtors be successful kind of wherever they are. And so by having this smorgasbord of realtors, there's people that focus on all different types of things. And so when our agents need help, there's usually someone else in our office that has experience with that type of thing.
That could be key to the success of any business, when you've got that kind of diversity, I guess it is. But you can essentially handle any problem.
Yeah, exactly. And so that also by having kind of such a diverse agent and areas that they cover and types of deals that they do, we don't have within our office, there's not a lot of like agents fighting and that kind of stuff either. We're it's overused now. They say, "Oh, we're like a family," but
Right.
we call our agents Herman Londonites, and they do generally get along, and they are generally there to help each other and stuff like that.
Very cool. Tell me, as a matter of the community, if there's one thing you would point out that you say, within the community, this is something I feel like we really do better, or we really contribute, whether that be charity or the fact that, bottom line, you're helping people to get into a home and establish the community relationship that a lot of people have.
Yeah, in the community, I think we do play a lot of different types of roles because we serve so many types of people. We serve people that own investment properties through our property management division. We serve people who live in, some low-end houses all the way up to super high expensive rentals. And then my focus is, I do work as a realtor, but my focus primarily is like running our business and trying to help our agents be successful. And we've had a lot of realtors who've been with us for 10 years and more. And so we're kind of shifting our culture now. And it's kind of becoming more like it used to be more like a, work really hard and party kind of hard type of thing. But now a lot of us have kids and families. And so our culture is shifting more towards like families. And so we've always done a lot of, community events and cooking at Ronald McDonald House and all that kind of stuff. And we enjoy that. But now we're starting to bring our families into those types of events too. And so we're excited to get the kind of the family culture involved in the community culture.
Well said, and that's important. I did sneak up on the wall behind you here. Look at this good-looking guy. So if I was to meet Adam without having to play this video for everybody, how would you introduce yourself?
How would I introduce myself? I would just say, "How you doing, Adam Kruse?"
That's it, right? See how easy that is, everybody? Just straight to the point. And I guess you're at this point your precedents precede you. People they know Adam, they know yourself in the community, and you've been a leader doing this for a long time.
Well, I do. If I'm meeting people, usually I like to kind of focus on them. I want to learn about you. I want to ask what's going on with you, and I really like to find out where this is just me, not necessarily me as a realtor, but I like to figure out, what people have going on in their lives, especially their challenges, and any kind of guidance or experience share, or whatever I can do to help them overcome that. Like if I'm at a bar with a group of people, I'm less likely to be the guy talking to you about sports, and I would rather be talking to you about, anything I can be doing to help you in your life kind of thing.
Okay, cool. So business and on the ball and getting to know people and being out in the community.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, thank you for coming on the show today, man. Dynamite talking with you. Good
My
catching
pleasure.
up with you.
I love being here. I'm not ready to go.
Well, we could go on for another 2 hours, but then we got to go to another event. But yeah, we definitely will have you back in the studio.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate
And
it.
it is so much fun, and this is a great little interview we'll have. That'll be on our show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, everybody. This is the Your Little Castle Show, bringing our experts in the community to you. One of the top realtors you'll find. He runs an entire office. I didn't ask you before, how many agents do you have now?
About 45.
45 agents, everybody. So if there's anybody that knows how to do this, Adam Kruse, Herman London Realty, check him out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Get it up. Give it up for Emily Flowers, everybody. Thanks for coming in the studio today, Emily.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we are looking for the leaders in the community, and now that we're working together, now I get to work with the leader. Emily's background is pretty substantial. If you ever look at somebody as an expert, it's hard to find an expert in mortgage and in marketing, but she brings both of those together. And you're a licensed mortgage loan officer.
I am.
Since 2015.
I love guiding and educating people through the mortgage process and through, using their largest asset as a tool.
Stay tuned for more, everybody. This is the Your Little Castle Show. All right, everybody, get up. Another exciting day in the Your Little Castle studio. Welcome to the studio, Annie Rowe, Kate McInerny. Did I say those names right?
Correct. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Well,
thanks for
we're
having us
excited
here.
to have you both in here because we're always looking for experts in the industries that we talk to people about. And when I guess Annie has a secret in, right? Annie has a secret in. I've known Annie for a long time, and then she helped my neighbor, Brooke. I knew John, and now I know Brooke. You've done a great job. Brooke's an incredible neighbor. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. That's how I met you for the first time. I had no clue that you're next to my client.
Yeah, you actually were talking to him, you and I met before hanging out in St. Louis and running
Oh
around
yeah.
many
back in
times.
the
And
days.
then as I was chatting, I look over, I'm like, that's Annie helping my neighbor, John, who was a great guy.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for a while now. What's it like being a real estate agent since 2008?
Well, when I started back in 2008, I just took the license, and after a few months, guess what? Market crashed.
Wow, yeah.
Who knew? Who knew? The market crashed, and but I took my license, and I still built my own business. Back then, I had no absolute clue what I was getting into, but since I was so determined to build my own business and clientele, and I started from the scratch, and I even had a tutor to teach me how to pass the license, real estate license. So that was a challenge, but once I took the license, I was so passionate about meeting new people, connect with people with different personalities and background, and it was great thing to network people, and then you never know how people will come into your life or how I impact their lives. And you have to gain the trust with people, and I feel like the way I approach the clients is gain the trust, be honest from the beginning. I think I'm too honest person, be straight with you.
I know the type.
Yes, and I think it's very important in this business to be honest and loyal, and it's basically no shortcuts.
No shortcuts.
No shortcuts, and
right.
it's you will bump into a lot of challenges through these real estate transactions, and you have to become a problem solver.
That's for sure.
You know that, right?
Well, I tell you, you make a couple great points there that get us right into some of the stuff. St. Louis is a small city with regard to everyone knows everyone, right? And so with that, I'm going to give a shout out to a couple of our awesome sponsors, because I got to know Brooke Dubman personally by just running around St. Louis and seeing him at events and seeing him at festivities. And then he became a guest on the Cowboy and Judge show, which leads to another thing I'm going to talk about in just a second here, because we have some other special guests in studio today. And I said, hey, Brooke, I'm starting my own. This is my third show. Now we have a fourth show, but this show really was all about real estate. And I said, how could this fit better for anybody other than Carroll House Furniture? Because, Annie, would you agree it's tough to have a house if you don't have any furniture?
Right.
Okay. Very, very much the case. Cool. Also then in studio, and we always like to point this out because we do have such cool sponsors, USA Mortgage, the Steve Flowers team. Steve is in studio today with us, and his wife Emily, and we're really just excited to be working with USA Mortgage, and a great sponsor here for the Your Little Castle show. All right, Annie, I'm going to put up on our TV wall your website. Look familiar? Do you know that young lady?
Oh yes. Well, now I'm going back to when I started business in real estate agent back in 2008, and market crash, and I still kept going. Got into more foreclosures.
Foreclosures, right?
Yeah, short sales, and you have to keep it going, right? And finally, the market picked it up, and basically, I felt like just stay consistent and persistent all the time. Once I work with this client, why did this person pick me? And I'm very much a detail-oriented person, and then when I work with my clients, we all work best interest to the clients, and make sure you guide them in the right path. To decide, how they're gonna do with their financial investment and achieve their goals. It's been tremendously helpful and grow as a person within this business by meeting so many clients that became my close friends. Even I have a couple that
is so cool. That's what I was about to say. If you begin to become friends with the people
Yes.
that are in the industry that you work with, and your clients, you get close relationships with them, right?
Oh my God, it's been amazing relationship that I have with my clients, and it become like my family. And then it's just not about the real estate. You building friendships, and it's not just the sale you got out of a client. It's more like a long-term relationship that I'm looking for. And I always say this: be honest and loyal to your clients. You will get so much back. What you put it in, it always come back good to you.
That's a great philosophy. Well, you've brought with you Kate McInerny. Kate, in the industry for a long time. Now you're switching a little bit of a role, right, to be in the actual real estate side of it and helping people to get into houses. Is it great to be working with an expert like Anni?
It is, and piggybacking on her, we actually were friends. 20 years ago we met in public, and I reached out to her. So Worth Clark is my third brokerage, and it's a right fit for me. So I, through the industry, leasing, property management, and I just decided to become my own boss, and Worth Clark is great, and Anni's a great mentor and a great colleague.
Well, tell us, why did you decide to get into this industry along the same lines?
So when I was young, I knew that I had a thing for architecture, and I was kind of like the person staring at decor and homes, and it was a constant thing. So especially, historic buildings and old buildings in the city is so unique. So I kind of was just so involved in staring at that I said, this is what I should do. Also, it's about the people. Worth Clark too, it's really about the people and not just commission. It's, you really want to work with people, and then you're working with them to help build their lives, and it's happiness in the end. It's, happiness with a family that might be building a new future. So it's a rewarding career.
Well, we've got on the wall now your page. You're on Worth Clark, so we'll share that information with everyone there. And it's Kate McInerny, M-C-I, that's an I, N-E-R-N-E-Y .worthclark.com.
Correct.
Cool. All right, so you ladies are working together a lot, training, developing, building. What's it like building a team together?
Well, Kate and me, like she said, we knew each other for 20 years. And I knew that she was into leasing back then, and I was into buying and selling. And then obviously we follow each other on Facebook. So it's natural thing. You've been seeing me selling and buying, and then suddenly I got a phone call from Kate that, hey, I took my license.
She's my sister from another mister.
Exactly. So
I've
she
heard
said,
that.
I've seen you with this company. I'm very interested to get some more information. So nothing to, just convince her to move. I was just talking about our great company, Worth Clark Realty, and what we have to offer, and she was super excited about it. And then she met up with our broker, and
Just
happened so fast.
Yeah.
And then she knew me, and since this is the first time she's getting into real estate buying and selling, so obviously I have my expertise and experience for 14 years, so I want to share my experience with her, what I've been through, and from prospecting the clients to closing a deal.
Well, and it's different. So this is my third brokerage that this is the right fit in Worth Clark, being agent owned, and we're our own bosses, but you have a mentor through a few transactions. It's just, I found the right place. So
Tell me, ladies, what it is that you believe really separates yourselves from, because there's a few other realtors in town. What do you think you do? Kate, I'm going to go to you first on that one.
same as agent owned. So we are actually our own bosses, and we have mostly virtual, but our agent support, I could be in an office without support, but agent support online, 100% available. We brand ourselves. We get to be our own boss, and that separates ourselves from wanting another company to make us what we are. We can be ourselves, and that's the most important, is being honest and true to what we have. But the support is great. It's very great. Marketing as well. So a lot of platforms, different software, they provide a lot of different software and branding that we can use and utilize as well.
And Anderson, Worth Clark is one of the largest in the St. Louis area. A lot of agents here.
Yeah, actually, according to St. Louis Business Journal, we got ranked one of the fastest growing company. 2020, I think we were ranked 17, and now we bumped up to 16th place. And we're growing so fast that we're expanding now in Florida and Texas, and we do have in Kansas, Illinois, St. Louis, and then
A lot. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have to name all the states, but several U.S. states.
yeah,
yes.
we're constantly growing, and hundreds of agents are joining every year. And when I started back in 2017, when I joined, I think we're not maybe 100 agents. Now we're suddenly thousands of agents
Right.
in this company. So it's been blessing to join this company, to be part of, to grow professionally and company-wise.
I'll let either one of you jump on this question. What is it that you say is unique about St. Louis with regard to the real estate market? I'm kind of throwing an impromptu in there on you, but St. Louis is a dynamite city. What is so cool about St. Louis with regard to why people want to live here?
I've watched it grow over the years. Growing up in West County and then residing in the city, I've watched it change drastically from like the Grove being, condemned to expanding, and the expansion of the city and trying to make it a better city. And I think the expansion of downtown and the stadiums and things, it's over a couple of decades or a few. I don't want to say how old I am, but yes, I think the expansion is something kind of amazing to watch over time, and keeping the historical buildings as well.
Great, well said there. I agree with all of what you said there. I mean, we have been known as a sports town for a long time. We had a great football team not too long ago. We got the football team is coming back now with our Battle Hawks. They said that's going to be I think 2023. So, Annie, why do you think St. Louis is a wonderful city to live in?
I think I ended up in St. Louis when I came from. Originally, I was born in Korea, and I lived in Sweden for 15 years, and then I came here. So, and this is the city I only know, and I feel like it's very much affordable to live here. And I've been in the big cities, and be honest with you, it's the pricing, the house pricing is way more affordable than East Coast or West Coast, and it's, still I feel like, we went through this crazy market lately.
Well, thanks again, ladies, for being on the show with us today. We appreciate your time. It's just valuable information. People, we've gone beyond where we get these quick 2-minute, 3-minute clips. We want to sit down with somebody and really get to know them. And thank you for taking the time to come to the studio today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. This was very fun.
All right, everybody, stay tuned for more. This is the Your Little Castle Show. Some of our experts in the community spend a little time with us. More to come.